YouTube, this is Michael from Asymmetrical Preparedness. So, today I'm talking about getting out of urban areas and why. Yeah, as preppers, I mean, obviously, low population dense areas are key to where we live, where we bug out to, just life in general, homesteading, where we want to go, where we want to be as preppers and as people that hope to have a chance to survive an SHTF scenario. Like I said, hope. A lot of us are still going to die, you know. There are special forces guys, mountains of Afghanistan, that, you know, they're on patrol, stuff like that, and you know what? Little farmer dude with an old bolt-action rifle, it's like 100 years old, just happens to get lucky. Sees them first. Shoots and kills, you know. We've lost SF guys like that, different special operators. So anybody can get lucky. Don't think that you're impervious just because you have all the stuff. You have all the tactical gear, you have plates, you got the weaponry, you got the training, you got the people. We're still going to take casualties, okay? This isn't going to be pretty. But the lower the population density area you're in, the better. The less people you have to deal with. Cities will be death traps. Let me tell you that, man. I mean, rioting, looting, their reliance on infrastructure, and the loss of that infrastructure, water, sewage, all the things, food. I mean, they're an on-demand food supply system, and when the food runs out and all the little local grocery stores and stuff like that, it's going to be chaos. More people plus less resources equals bad, and that's what cities are. Cities are just a bad place to be. You don't want to be in them. If you live in a city, please do your best. Do everything you possibly can to get out. Get out of the cities, please, if you can, at all costs. Yeah, they're easier to control people in cities and towns because the only way in or out is roads, pretty much. And there's so many buildings, the population density, just everything. It's so much easier to shut a city down. It'd be easy to take out the power to a city or stop the water or contaminate the water supply, etc. Also, gang activity. In bigger cities, you got gangs. Even in bigger towns, even in some smaller towns, you know, just towns in general. The higher the population density, the more chance you have of, you know, having gang activity. Also, the less defensible areas that you have, you'd be in a really bad situation. You're more reliant on the on-demand supply system, like I said. You know, the grocery stores are running out of food so much quicker, and because there's more people, also. So, yeah, that would go so quick. Also, less areas to produce your own calories. I know, you know, some cities, towns, stuff like that have community gardens and stuff like that, but think about how quickly those resources would be gone. They'd be gone quick, and then torn up, destroyed, whatever, by looters, rioters, etc. You got good people in cities, but then you got a lot more bad people too. You got more room for bad people, bad things to happen. Yeah, more people also means more threats to deal with. I don't think, no matter how much ammunition you have, you don't have enough ammunition to take on a city of people. And even if you did have enough ammunition to take on a city of people, you're not going to be able to do it. I don't care how big your group is. It's just not plausible. It's just not a feasible situation to be in. So, yeah, less standoff distance. Standoff distance is a distance at which somebody can get close. It's the closing distance. It's how close can a person get before you see them or you're able to do something about them. Engage them if you need to. A lot of times in cities or towns, your standoff distance is like your driveway or your front door. You know, you don't want your front door being your standoff distance, because if bad people are already on your doorstep, it's too late. I mean, they come in 8 at a time. You know, you think these little home invasions, 1 or 2 people, that's nothing. They'll come in 8, 10, 12, 15 more people, bum rushing your house, knocking down your door. You're not going to be able to shoot them all. It's a bad situation to be in, so just think about that. And I know a lot of this stuff is kind of like doom and gloom type stuff, but it's mainly to get you guys to think about what it is to be in a city and why not to be in the city. Even if you have that high paying job, well, what's true happiness in life? Is it having a high paying job and having a bunch of things? Or is it maybe having a lower paying job on a little, hobby farm or homestead somewhere rural where you can spend more time with your family? You can spend more time with your kids, your wife, whoever that may be that's important to you, living the simple life. You just have to assess your priorities. What are your priorities? If you're into prepping, then that I know that's one of your priorities, at least if you're watching these videos and you're on this channel. But also, like I wrote down here in my little pocket brain, routes of egress will be choked with people. Egress meaning your way out. Ingress would be your way in. Egress would be your way out. Your escape routes basically would be choked with people, cars, and basically you just be stuck. If it's an EMP, I mean, some vehicles will still run, sure, but a bunch of vehicles will be down, clogging all the roads. People running out of gas, clogging the roads. People trying to get out of town, clogging the roads. Just cities would just be a nightmare to get out of. And then, if you choose, okay, I'm going to hunker down for a little bit. Hopefully things clear up a little bit and then head out. That may be a better option. That may actually be able to turn that into a success story. You may not though. And if you do live in a city, make the best of it. Still prep, do all the things. Don't just give up. You can still do this. It's not the end-all, be-all. Just because you live in a city doesn't mean you're automatically dead. Okay? So just keep your head up, stay positive. I'm just going over some things to think about and some things that'll, negative factors that'll affect you. Because I really don't think there are any positive factors for living in a city. Sorry to say it. I'm sorry to disappoint you or upset you if you live in a city, but that's just the case. Yeah, sanitation will be a nightmare. Think about when the sewage starts backing up and stuff like that. I know you can flush your toilets, by putting water in the back of the tank and still hitting flush. It'll still flush, sure. But then what happens when everybody starts flushing and the sewage pumps and the sewage stations or sanitation, whatever, however all that works in a city? What happens when that starts backing up because the power's down? There's nowhere for it to go, and so it backs up into everybody's houses, all over the streets and stuff. It's going to be disgusting. Yeah, easy to shut off power, water, food, in and out. Very easy to shut down. A couple roadblocks, a couple, just taking care of stuff. The gangs take over the roads into the city, the ingress routes, and next thing you know, they're capturing all the supply trucks, etc. And it's just not a good thing. Depending on where you're at, there's a lot of bad gangs out there. Crips, Bloods, MS-13 is a big one. They'd be vying for control in Southern California and a lot of other places where they're at. So yeah, just think about these kind of things. Imagine what it would take to defend your home and all your weaknesses. Think about, do your best. Have systems in place that will enable you to defend your home for at least a short period until things kind of like pass over a little bit. Don't wait too long though till the gangs and stuff like that have complete control and are able to really control movements. Wait long, and I don't even know if this is even gonna work. This is just a suggestion. This is just a thought that maybe just wait I don't even know the period of time. Sorry, this is all just we don't know how it's gonna go down, but maybe wait a short period of time where you're able to get out, but the bad guys haven't established enough of a chokehold on the area where you can't get out. So, and in a city, like I wrote down here, the threats are harder to see. It's harder to see threats coming when you're in an urban area because you don't have wide open spaces. They'll come in between the houses, through the houses, stuff like that. But here, just a sec. Okay, I'm back. So yeah, it's just, sorry, whoa, I'm trying to hold this little thing here. Let me hold it right here. There we go, my camera's starting to slip. I need a new tripod. I was going to film a video one day and I set my tripod over by where I was going to do my video. Well, my 2-year-old little girl decided that she was going to bring the tripod over to where her older brother and me were. And we were getting stuff ready for the video, moving it over to where it was going to be. She set it right behind her big brother. He had no idea it was there. He turned around with the stuff, tripped over it, fell on his face, and just smashed the tripod to bits, like 3 pieces. So I need to get a new tripod. So I apologize for this, but that's a side thing anyway. So yeah, living in the city is just not sustainable. Just too many threats, too many variables. Just not a good situation to be in. So if you are, make the best of it. If you can't, get out. But I'm saying that you can get out, and that you should get out. Do your best. Change your think about your priorities in life. I guess I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just saying you could reprioritize what's important in your life, um, and move somewhere rural. The simpler, slower life that gives you more happiness, more pleasure, more joy. Allows you to be a better father, better husband, be there for your family instead of working those long hours in the office for a huge paycheck. You know, you can do more with less in those areas and have much happier lifestyle, much happier life. So just think about that. Um, like I said, I wasn't trying to be all doom and gloom with this, although everything I was talking about was negative. I hate doing that, but I want you guys to think about these things. Even if you live in town, even if it's a smaller town, just think about these things. Who are your neighbors? What routes into your neighborhood, out of your neighborhood, water supplies, or water sources, food sources, defensibility. Just think about all these things and be working towards solutions to mitigate any issues that you might have, or any weaknesses, or any vulnerabilities. That's one thing, is assess your vulnerabilities. Um, Look at what might go on and areas that you're vulnerable, and work to overcome them and to improve upon them so that you're less vulnerable. None of us are ever going to be completely invulnerable, but just reassess. I love you guys, and blessings to you all.